Hello, Aries, over on Patreon. I'm so happy to be with you guys today. It's been way too long since I've been doing these every other month. It's good for me because I get a chance to recharge my batteries, and as you guys know, I am doing weekly readings now over on YouTube as well as dailies. So these do take a lot out of me, but they're worth it, I think. I hope you guys like them as much as I do, but hopefully. I'll never know because you guys never comment. Comment below the reading if you resonate. It does help me out. Let's talk about this card at the bottom of the deck. You have the Nine of Spears. I was saying that, I can hear the army in the north cheering each other on. So it's a battle cry. It's a battle cry to keep going. To not give up. It's a card of endurance and perseverance. It's also calling for you to take that breath before you ascend to that next great height. Life is treat your life like a marathon. You have to pace yourself. So I do feel like you are, nines are magical because they do talk about wholeness, completion, and perfection in numerology. So from a numerological standpoint, you are definitely very close to finishing something here. You're definitely very close to being at that 10 of Wands where you're doing the most. You're pushing it out. You're getting it done. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of stress. It can definitely be hell at times. But, you have that fire energy backing you from, the sun in your sign. I forgot to mention, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Aries. I know we're going to Taurus season soon, but I do want to wish you guys a happy birthday over here. Let's see what's underneath that. 8 of Coins, yeah. This could have to do with your career, work, or a commitment. Something you've been working really hard on. It's like a repetitive action here. You're nearing the finish line, and I'm hearing the crowds cheering for you. I'm hearing your supporters cheering for you. Your own little army is cheering for you. I'm cheering for you. And I also want you, I'm also getting like the Nike swoosh. Just do it. Some of you are competing in marathons, super athletic endurance activities like the Ironman or whatever. I'm seeing a lot of people out there who are just physically exhausted, but you need that reassurance to keep going. So let's see what's going on in your past. Yeah. We have the Two of Spears in reverse. Okay, the Six of Swords, the Star in the World in reverse. I definitely, like I said, I definitely see an Aquarius energy here. This is Aquarius, the Star, and the Six of Swords is an Aquarius energy. Then we have the World in reverse. Those are fixed signs. Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. You could be dealing with any of those fixed signs. With the Two of Spears in reverse, heading off your reading, coming up in your fire energy here, I'm seeing an Aries who in the past was feeling a bit hopeless, a bit directionless, a bit lost. It's like you knew you could move forward, but you weren't sure. You weren't sure about where to go, who to talk to. This could also be some plans falling through here. I do see you moving. I do see you moving. Now, this could be a transfer, a move, a transition. There's some kind of transition here that takes you to a very spiritual place. Some of you may I'm seeing some of you have gone to a sanctuary or have gone to like your own personal sanatorium, a place that fills you with hope. Even if you were in a very dark place at this time, after this transition, I feel like you are still filled with hope and optimism for the future. The Star is kind of like a helium balloon lifting us up, so you are almost floating on faith, floating on air. There's a sense here that you are being guided away from something here, away from a situation where you felt hopeless, away from a situation where you were lacking direction. You let your faith and you let your hope and your optimism guide you. And I also feel from a spiritual sense you are being guided at this time. It's almost like you are being divinely pulled from something. That's what I'm getting. And with the World in reverse here, still a good card, just saying, if you were clinging to past successes, you might have been. I don't know. You might have been clinging to a past success. You might not have wanted to let go of a situation, or something here was just, it was just so big, so overwhelming, emotionally overwhelming, burdening almost. The world in reverse is there's unfinished business. There's still some lesson in our life, a major life lesson that's ongoing. But the door is open here. So if you wanted to go back into the past, you could. If you wanted to tie up loose ends, you could. There's some lesson here that you have yet to learn, though, that's ongoing. And it does have to do with you know, a past success or a past victory. Others of you could have transferred or moved, and I just see like a one-way ticket here. It's almost like you got a one-way ticket out of something. And, you know, the door was left open. So if you wanted to go back to that situation, you could, but you did not make plans to do that. You just made plans to leave. So you could have been leaving a situation here. It's possible. I also see worldly travel. So it could be that you were transferring to a location far across the world. Or maybe you bought a one-way ticket and went somewhere just to be alone, just to be by yourself, just to meditate, just to be in a safe place, in a sane place. So it's interesting to see that. Going into your current situation, we do have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups. It's interesting. I'm looking at your whole spread here, and there is actually no court cards. So it's interesting to see that you're not actually coming up in your own reading, like physically. So that could mean a couple of things to me. If you're not showing up in your own energy, I mean, obviously, yeah, you come up in your Wands energy here a couple times. We've got the Two of Spears, the Three of Spears. Let me just take a quick glance. You've got Wands here. We've got Wands. Two Wands cards. Okay, we've got Swords, Swords, and we've got Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Arcana. Well, there's Swords here. It just feels like you have a lot of Minor Arcana. There are quite a lot of cups in your reading, though. Okay, so primarily we're dealing with emotions here. Cups, 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 especially when it comes to your current situation. I'm seeing in your current situation, Aries, you may be out celebrating with friends. I'm definitely seeing drinking, being jovial, eat, drink, and be merry. I feel like things are going really well in your friend circle. You may have like a specific group of people that you consider to be your equals. This can be your work colleagues. This can just be people that you chill with after work. I'm definitely seeing a couple happy hours here. I feel like your home life, your happiness, your emotional security is at an all-time high. You definitely have more than enough love here to go around. It looks really good with the Ten of Cups. This is a happy home and family. Okay, some of you are needing to rest. I'm seeing someone here that has a tired mind, that's feeling maybe a little bit stale because when it comes to their thinking. So needing to perhaps take a little bit of an extended vacation, maybe take some time off, or maybe take a 3-day weekend, something like that. Because you have the Four of Swords in reverse here. This can also be someone who is on bed rest. If you're dealing with an air sign, they may be out of commission currently. And with the Four of Cups reversed, this is kind of like an energy, an emotional energy of restlessness and looking for a sign. So it could be, if you're out of communication with someone, you may be looking for a message from them. You may be wondering how they're doing. But there is definitely a progression here. I'm kind of seeing a bell curve when it comes to your emotions in your current situation. That would be this week, where things do look quite happy, quite positive. But there's also a need for you to relax, rest, think about it. Do not act, do not take action. There may also be a little bit of withdrawal emotionally happening for you at this time. So, which could be due to overstimulation, possibly too much drinking, too much partying, depending on what kind of an Aries you are and what you've been doing. In general, this is actually looking really good. I just see that there could be a need for a mental break, and a mental breakthrough even I'm getting a mental breakthrough. So most of these cards are pretty straightforward. I would like to clarify some things here. I think I'm going to clarify the Magician for you. But you have actually one of the most straightforward readings that I've done. And usually I just clarify core cards. In your future, you have the Three of Spears. So this is an energy of having sent your energy out into the world and waiting for results back. So you may be waiting for results. I don't know what situation this is regarding. I really can't tell. It's a pretty vague. It's pretty vague from what I'm seeing, but I do feel like you have this vision. You have this forward thinking. You're really planning your future here. You may even be thinking about investing long term or overseas or abroad. There could also be here, just looking, 2-3 months out, where do you want to be? What do you want to be doing? This is a very optimistic energy, and that's another thing I'm seeing is a lot of optimism in your reading, a lot of hope for the future, a lot of future, almost like you're really asking yourself, where do you want to be in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months? Setting yourself up for success. And you have this energy of the Magician, which is wonderful. Like this can be Sag energy, Virgo, Gemini. I've seen it come up for Scorpio. But the Magician says, you think it and you can manifest it. And I feel like, this is really the gift that you're being given. As you go through your solar return this year, this month, is that, you want it, you got it. You think it, you can create it. So with that long-term vision comes the ability to manifest that which you can conceive, that which you can think up, manifest. As above, so below. And he's saying that, Littlefinger, Peter Baelish here, Baelish is saying, you have all the tools, you have all the divine gifts, and yes, you're using them. You're using them. You're not letting them go to waste. So that's very nice to see. Now on the love front, or on the emotions front, I'm sensing some disappointment here. Now it could be, Aries, that you're turning down an offer of love or someone else is turning down an offer of love. I'm definitely feeling here that there is a little bit of a blockage when it comes to your heart chakra. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse here. And I really see you, because you're starting to see things as they really are, all of that goo, that Neptune Pisces goo, that fantasy, that, sort of feeling like everything is fine, everything's great. That is good to have that, but no sugarcoating. What I'm really seeing here is that you can just start to wipe the sugar off the treat, the cupcake, and now you just have the muffin. So without any kind of sugarcoating, I'm seeing that you're just kind of feeling the practical reality. You may be even a little bit too pragmatic and not allowing yourself to enjoy the pleasure of fantasizing, you don't want to be too much in an alternate reality. You really do want to see things as they are, because you, I think, at some point want to accept what is real so that you can transform. It's only when we accept what is that we can transform into something else. And I believe you're preparing to do that. I believe you're preparing to do that. As your outcome, you have the Sun, which is beautiful. It's almost like Judgment Day here. It's like that things couldn't be clearer. I'm also seeing like an Aries here who is in the spotlight, is receiving attention. This can be a wonderful card of fame and fortune, and really getting your day in the sunshine. And I feel that if you've been going through any sort of heartache, any kind of heartbreak, you know, those swords are starting to fall out and your heart is finally starting to heal. This can also say, Aries, that you're breaking someone else's heart, or you are ignoring the pain of some kind of heartbreak. In fact, there are two cards here that kind of suggest a bit of a numbing. There's a little bit of an analgesic quality to it, where whether you're numbing yourself with substances or numbing yourself from the heart down, don't forget that it's important for us to go through those emotions. Now, it may not be possible for you to do that right now with the sun in your sign. It just brings so much clarity, so much happiness, so much resilience. And that's exactly what I see here as an Aries that's extremely resilient. I would love to clarify more of these cards. I just feel like your reading is so freaking clear, it almost doesn't need it. But I said that I would clarify the Magician here. And what do we need to know about the Magician? That's a lot of cards. I'll take the first three here. Well, so we have the Two of Swords, the Ace of Cups again, which is right next to the Magician, and we've got the Queen of Swords, and this would be the Emperor, which is your card, Aries. Yeah, I really feel like you're getting on top of a situation. With the Queen of Swords and the Emperor, you're using your mind to cut through obstacles. You're also being very clear with others about your boundaries. And I feel like you're fiercely protecting your heart, protecting your work. You know that you have something special here. Okay. And it's not that you don't want to feel what you feel. I feel it's almost like you feel what you feel, but maybe it could be that you have to repress your feelings. And that's the only thing that might concern me is you do feel something. This can be for another person. This can just be in general. You're having this upsurgence of emotions. And yet with the Two of Swords here, this talks about an impasse. So reaching some sort of equilibrium when it comes to your mental states. It's like you walk a fine line here. It's not that you're afraid to feel. You can feel to a certain extent, but then I think it goes back to Queen of Swords energy, Emperor, maintaining control. And it's good to see that, especially with the Magician here, because a magician out of control is someone who is being irresponsible with their power. And you certainly have quite a lot of power in this situation. And I think that you just want to be as realistic as possible about what you're capable of and what you're not capable of. And I feel like when it comes to your emotions, at least next week or going into the future here, you want to be happy, but you also don't want to get hurt like you have maybe in the past. You know, Nine of Spears, Nine of Wands can really talk about like that feeling of being on guard, thinking that you know what to expect. But we have to be careful here of self-fulfilling prophecy, where we expect to be wounded or we expect to be hurt, and so we don't put ourselves out there. And that's not exactly what I'm seeing, but I do feel like you're being very careful with your energy and your power, because you know, I don't think that you do want to get hurt, and I think that if there is an opportunity here to offer yourself or to open your heart fully, it is going to mean that you're going to have to go back into this energy. And right now your heart is healing. The sun, that solar energy is healing your heart as well. Just being out in the sun, I feel, is healing for you. So I think you're just enjoying this downtime, this time to really think about things and not have anything too major going on. Even if you might have some unfinished business, even if you have a feeling of no wonder what this person's up to, or I'm feeling a little restless. There is a little restlessness, but you know, now's not quite the time for you to take action on that. I think you are maintaining an equilibrium here that's good for you, that's healthy for you. Hopefully that makes sense. How are we doing on time? Awesome. So I have this lovely deck here, and These are Ancient Animal Wisdom Oracle cards, and I want to see what comes up for you, Aries. What can we get for Aries at the mid-month? What message will be helpful in guiding Aries forward in love and in life, and in life and in love and in career and in health and all the things? And happy birthday to my beautiful Aries out there who are watching. I just adore you. I adore you guys so much. Definitely one of my whole favorite signs. We have a sausage fruit tree. I feel like this talks about abundance, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yes, it is about abundance. I'm not going to try and pronounce the African words here. This native tree bears abundant, radiant fruit and flowers. Local legends believe it to play a sacred role in the manifestation of great sexual energy. Well, you do have the Magician here. That is manifestation right there. Drawing the sausage fruit tree today encourages you to explore your creative, sensual, and sexual energy. Don't be afraid that your own body stores within. Okay, so this is kind of like a Kundalini awakening. I feel like there's just a little stirring there of something, a little wanting to explore again, wanting to let it out. Like this tree, you embody primal life forces that can be accessed to create, procreate, or to simply explore your life passions and desires. Yes, how do you choose to use this energy? That's exactly what I was picking up here. How do you choose to when you access your life force, your primal life force energy, Magician, you can use that energy, that Kundalini, to create, procreate, or simply just to explore your life passions and desires. That's why I want to see the Seven of Cups upright for you. I want to see you use that energy to explore your desires. The roots of the sausage fruit tree ensure your strong sense of grounding, so a stream of creative fire can flow forth. Sausage fruit tree asks you to honor and embrace your primitive power and share in this gift of abundance. I think I'm going to name this reading Power, because Aries, you're just so powerful right now, and however you choose to use your manifestation energy, your solar energy, it's going to be wonderful. And I'm actually, I have to say, I feel like you're using a little bit of that energy to heal yourself. I'm really proud of you for doing that. I'm really proud of you for doing that. You're doing healing work on yourself, and you're giving some of that back to yourself. So, yay, Aries. You guys are doing awesome. So happy for you. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed your mid-month general reading. Please like, share, comment. Well, don't share. Just like and comment. It really does help me out. If you want to book a personal reading with me, my information is below in the description. You know the deal. I will see you guys back again in June for another mid-month reading. And until then, do chat with me over on YouTube. I have the Super Chat Sunday going on every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then weekly readings. We're doing weekly love readings over on YouTube. So this isn't the last time you'll hear from me. Not for a while. Not ever. What am I trying to say? It's not the last time you'll hear from me. But I do hope you're doing well. And again, once again, happy birthday to all of you over here. Take care.